Welcome to the University of Mobile Library website. Today we're doing a brief tour of the site that is accessible via umobile.edu/library. Let's begin by looking at the Discovery search box, which is located at the very top of the library's page. This box searches every resource available in our system, and that includes books, ebooks, and databases for articles. This quick search can be time-saving, especially if you're needing to cast a very wide net on your research topic. Be aware, since it searches across multiple platforms, you may find multiple formats from multiple sources. So it's important to understand what and how you're searching when you're using Discovery. Also, in using Discovery, you will be asked to authenticate that you're a student at the University of Mobile. You'll also be asked to authenticate if you're using a database or if you're accessing an ebook link. Anytime you see this screen, for your username, just enter your student number, and then note that your password is a 4-digit system set password. And if you need help knowing what that particular password is, please ask library staff during library hours by calling us at 251-442-2246. The About Us section has general information links that include library staff, library policies, general information, and hours. Library hours for holidays and extended hours for exam week will be posted here. Another good way to keep up with the library and any hours that we may have that differentiate from normal hours is by looking at the library's Twitter feed. And we have the Twitter feed on our homepage, and you can follow us at umobilelib or just check out the homepage for any announcements that we may have. Moving across the homepage, you can see our search section of the library's website. The first link, the UM catalog, takes us to a page to search the library's catalog of books, electronic books, and media. Notice we have the default for keyword, but there's a pull-down menu where you can search differently if you need to. Also, depending on where you are on campus, you may be asked to authenticate using this page as well. Back at the search section of the library website, we also find links to databases, ebooks, and e-journals. Let's look at the databases section next. On the database page, you'll see that we have a recommended databases master list. And this is a list of all the databases that you have available to you as a student here at University of Mobile. And that can be a little bit overwhelming, so there's also databases broken out by discipline, from business, education, fine arts, health sciences, history, literature, math, and science. If you're wanting to execute a search for business class, I would definitely recommend using the tabs here and the databases here rather than trying to navigate through the master list. Okay, let's go back to the home page. We also have a link for ebooks. This not only includes books that are integrated into our library catalog, and these are books that we've purchased a license to, such as the EBSCO books, the ProQuest books, the ATLA historic books, the Ovid books. But we also have standalone collections that are open source collections available on the internet. And in order to use those books, you'll have to actually click on the link. So Project Gutenberg, the National Academies Press, Online Books page, any of these that are after those publisher pages, the Library of Southern Literature, the Vatican Library, those you'll actually need to click on the link to use those particular collections. But I urge you to do that because they have some really good books, full text, that you can use for your research as well. Finally, I wanted to point out the e-journals link under the search section. Sometimes students get confused between databases, which is a subject search, and the e-journals link. And basically, if the e-journals link is to look for an electronic journal if you already have the citation information. A lot of people find a really good article in a database, and they will notice that since that article is such a good article, that they may find other good articles using that article's bibliography. So they have citations. And if you have a citation using a bibliography, the eJournals link is what you would use to try to find those particular articles. And if you need help doing that, a librarian will be happy to assist you. There are many ways that you can contact library staff if you need help. And those ways are listed under the services section of our library website. Let's look at the library help desk first. A couple of the ways that people utilize help when they're not on campus is, of course, by calling us at our public services desk. And again, that number is 251-442-2246. And anytime during library hours, if we've stepped away from the desk, we'll try to return that call as soon as possible. But you can also use the Ask a Librarian reference service if you have something that's not as time sensitive. We typically have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround for that service, but you can email us a question and we will be happy to assist you that way. Also, in the center of the page, I've included some helpful tips for printing. If you are having some problems printing while on campus Wi-Fi or printing from the Mac computers, there's some links and there's some tips here that can help you with that. And finally, I wanted to also point out the Student Success Center and the Learning Center. If you are feeling overwhelmed or have questions or need help with your editing or writing process, the Learning Center would be happy to assist you. You may need an appointment, so it's best to visit early on in your writing process, and later if you also need revisions, but they are a wonderful resource for the actual writing of your papers. Okay, finally, let's look at the guide section of the library website. The research guides are subject discipline specific pages that have specialty content including news feeds, vetted internet sources, databases grouped by subject, and more. So scrolling down this list, you'll see resources in athletic training, business, education. All of these discipline-specific guides have been written to help you navigate all of the different sources in a particular field. Let's look at the resources and nursing guide more closely to see what all is available within a certain guide in a discipline. As you can see from the tabs, there are shortcuts to the most popular databases in this field, and I have the selected recommended databases on the landing page, but there's more under Find Articles. There's also vetted internet sources, specialty kinds of sources under nursing practice. Under news, you're going to find news feeds, and those are propagated weekly so you can keep up to date with current news in your field and any featured new items that might be highlighted, and information that's specific to the discipline like gray literature, and doing clinical queries on PubMed. So we really try to make this specific by discipline and helpful to you because there are so many different nuanced kinds of things depending on what discipline that you're in. Looking back at the research guide list, in addition to the subject-specific guides, we also have guides written for help with copyright questions. And this is a really good place to kind of get a handle on best practices if you're creating web content. There's also another ebook link, a way to access ebooks. The How Can We Help You is the library help desk. If you're off campus, you may want to look at the online access off-campus library access page. Lots of different guides to help you with different kinds of access points and discipline points. Also, looking at under guides, we have a specific guide that I wanted to point out as well. One of the newest research guides is the Research Writing Process Guide. And this guide was written to direct new researchers through the research writing process. So let's click on that. And this is, as it states, a step-by-step guide. And on the landing page, you'll see there's an overview of the writing process that goes from developing a topic all the way through citing sources. And this can be really helpful because a lot of our students have never really written an entire research paper. They may have written parts of papers in different classes. So this helps you sort of hone in on the process and what you need to do to be successful and to prepare. From developing a topic to locating and researching information, to vetting and evaluating sources, to actually organizing and composing the paper with proper citations. This guide contains links, website suggestions, and tutorials to help make the writing process more approachable. One of the great things about the University of Mobile is our size and our personal attention to students. So know that librarians are available to help one-on-one with research assistants. We can do that by phone as we're available during our weekly daytime hours or through the Ask a Librarian service that I mentioned earlier. And we're always happy to sit down with you face to face and go over anything that may be confusing to you, or maybe you're stuck or need some help, again, with the research process. And we are here to help you learn how to do your research. We want to teach you how to do that so that you can be successful in the class that you're in and classes moving forward as well. And I also wanted to mention one last time the peer tutoring that is available in the Cora Godwin Learning and Writing Center, and that's located in the basement of the Student Success Building behind Weaver. Those tutoring services are offered the second week of classes and continue while classes are in session. So be sure to utilize them as well. I hope you found our short tour helpful and a good starting point for doing research as a student at the University of Mobile. Please let us know if you need any additional information, and know that your librarians are here to help. Thank you.